All right, hey everybody. So this is Josh Bruce, and we're going to continue working with this schema library that we're putting together. Um, Basically, where we left off is we now have a unit test that is setting and getting a property, and we're just going to take the next step. So public function, function. There we go. Underscore underscore call. Now I'm actually kind of debating with myself a little bit on this implementation, and I think I'm going to go with what's sort of happening in my head. So PHP has magic methods, usually differentiated from everything else with two underscores in the beginning. Call is basically every time a call is made to an instance, right, to a method on an instance, and then call static is to call a function on a class. And so basically we have to implement string name and then arguments as an array, right? And so, yeah, so we can't make it type safe, which is fine. All right, so so I'm going to do the implementation that basically just gets rid of these things. And I'm going to say, what is it? PHP string. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should use Shoop. Sorry, I'm really not trying to find excuses to use that thing. I'm really just trying to see, you know, how often am I actually going to try, how often am I searching the web to try to find an answer that is answered by Shoop. Um, so, and I swear we brought Shoop into something, didn't we? Coding style, maybe? Oh, well. No, there it is. Okay, so come down here to schema, composer, and where is it after the, yeah. Not that the order actually matters, but I do try to be consistent. So, all right, so this is going to bring in PHP Shoop. So if we do composer update, it should be able to start. Oh, no, I got to put it up in the required PHP Shoop. And we're doing 0.0.1. Cancel out of that. Composer update. Well, that's doing that. Because basically what we're looking to do is we're going to be, or not, the requested cannot be found in any version. What do you mean it couldn't be found? It's right there. I don't know why, but I'm going to delete the lock file because that seems to always need to be a thing. Is it because I forgot the vendor name? Probably. There we go. All right. So we have Shoop in here. And so we should be able to say use eightfold Shoop. And then we're basically going to say at least I think we're going to be able to do this. Wow. I deleted the implementation of begins with. Holy crap. Alright. I guess we're still searching. PHP string begins starts with. Oh. No. No, we're good. Just grab that for now. Function begins with string. Let's keep this legit. Begins with, and it's going to return an ES bool. string ES bool wrap. Yep. Okay, so that should do it. So if we say if Shoop string name begins with set, unwrap, then what we want to do is set the key inside of the array, and it's going to be name. Oh, and we need to make sure that is setting. Yeah, that's looking a little bit cleaner. And then we're going to say has args. We're going to use is set arguments 0. Yeah. So we're going to do is setting and has args. Then we're going to get in here and we're going to set that property. Otherwise, if this, oh right, sorry, is set this properties name And then we're going to return this property's name. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, with the magic methods, if you actually have a method that exists, like basically the magic method is a deep fallback. So that's why I'm going to have to basically comment out the two methods. Oh, I don't want to re-update. There we go. Errors. Okay, what do we got? Substring parameter 3. So, oh, substring, I want that to be length, my bad. And this should be string. One failure. Failed asserting that null matches expected. Oh. And that's because we don't actually want to set name. What we want to do is we want to remove remove set from name. And I think there's a way to start it from the beginning. PHP string replace from first occurrence only. I want to do substring replace. Substring replace. So it's going to be name. Then empty string. And it's going to start 0. And go for a string length of set. And I'm going to say die, and we're going to say name, and okay, so that got what we were looking for. I think I took out camel case too. Yeah. Let's do PHP lowercase. I think it's LC first. Yeah, lowercase first. Alright, and so now if we do name equals LC first, name, then it should be the proper name of the property, and hopefully we should be able to do that. Alright, so that passes. Now, the yeah, so basically every time we say set, it's just going to set. It's not even going to care. Now, one of the things that I would like to do, actually, is get rid of having to call set. Right? So basically, if you pass in an argument, we're going to override that property. Otherwise, we're going to return it. And so basically, that should be something like this. Actually, let's do this the really safe way. So if has args, that means we don't have to actually do all of that string manipulation, right? Like I brought in that class, that Shoop class, just to get rid of it. Yeah. All right, so don't need Shoop. We can totally get rid of you. We can totally get rid of you. And do I always want to return? No, no, So I can actually come in here, get rid of that as well. Right, and so I'm going to go ahead and combine these two conditionals. And right. So now that we have this sort of really nice, clean, tight, magic kind of thing, let's come back over to the schema for a person. So and this text is in uppercase letters not because it's a separate type that has attributes and properties. It's a data type, right? So, and I mean, I guess it kind of actually does. So that's an interesting question. No, what it is basically on types food establishment. This is where it is, right? So this is saying on what types for what properties does text get assigned. So basically any of the text things we should be able to try processing real quick. So let's do email. Function test person has email. All right, so we're going to say expected equals Josh at 8fold.pro, and we're going to say person schema person. Is it email or email address? Email. Okay, email expected. I'm going to say email equals person email. This assert equals expected email. All right, so we know that we can basically set and get any property that we want. So, kind of. Sorry, my inner Bob Martin just yelled at me. So the question, because I don't want to build anything that I don't need, right? So we've got a given name, we have a family name, we can both do that. Let me see if there's something about an avatar or picture. Photo, children, colleague, contact point, death date, death place. Wow, these are really complete, not gonna lie. Height, home location, honorific prefix, job title, knows, well, yeah, knows another person, knows about things, makes offer. That actually will come in handy later. NAICS code, that's mostly for an organization. Owns, parent, related to, seeks, sibling, sponsor, spouse, works for, organization. Looking for some type of image. Now, image is actually on thing, so now we're going to get another class involved here. And what is image? Is that? Yeah, it's a URL. Wait, is it? No, it's a creative work. Image. Image object or URL. All right, we're going to stick with URL for now. All right, so let's go ahead and create. Ooh, no, let's just duplicate person. And I'm going to call it thing. Right? And now, here's where it starts getting tricky. All right, I need the tree structure again. Because it should just be a direct inheritance from thing to person. But I just want to make sure. It is. Okay, that's great. So no, I am messing myself up. Okay, new folder. It's going to be properties. Yes. All right. So we have thing, and then person is going to use eightfold schema types thing. We are going to do the a single level of inheritance so that we can get these things, right? And I'm going to just delete. Wait, let's comment it out first. Run the tests. What do we get? Syntax error. Oh, did I not put a semicolon? My bad. I think I'm going to make a sticker that just says that. Oh, did I not put a semicolon? All right, so now we have this person class, and so if we say get class, right, it's going to be a person. But it also inherits from thing, and thing is actually what does all the work. But what we'd like to do is we would like to be able to say what are the properties that thing and person implement, right? Because right now I could set any property I wanted to. For example, I could say function, public function, test person has sorry, I need to make sure it's something that a person doesn't have. Geo, right? So I could basically say expected geo or somewhere person equals schema person geo expected this assert equals expected person geo, right? 6 assertions, and they're all passing, but a human or a person doesn't have, at least they shouldn't, doesn't have geo as a property. So we want that to fail, right? If there weren't any rules here, right, like we were just trying to figure out a weird way of creating an array, then we'd be fine. So what do we want to do here? We have that. Can I do this in the next 5 minutes? I don't know. Let's see. All right, so person has additional name. So function public test person has additional name. Actually, I don't need to do any of that. I don't think. All right, so we're going to say new file, and this is going to be the person trait, right? So we have person the class, which doesn't really do much, and then we have person the trait, and this is going to, or rather, this is going to be in the namespace of 8-fold schema person, no, properties, and then we're going to do trait person, right? So there we go. Now, what do I want to call this? This is going to be protected, and I'm going to say valid properties equals an empty array. Come over here, and we're going to say use 8-folds. Oh, what are you doing? Schema properties person, right? And because it's a trait, we're going to come down here and we're going to say use person. And then inside of thing, we want to put in a check. No. Because if we name all of them this way and we have multiples, how did we do it in HTML? Because I know I'm doing it in HTML or something like it. Attribute handler. Oh. Huh. Yeah, because there's going to be a collision, right? Because if we have valid properties as a name, I'm going to keep mulling this over just for a little bit, right? Because technically, what we'd want to do is we'd actually want to say use thing and person, like the properties from thing and person. Oh, you know what? Let's look at the data for a second. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is what we're going to end up doing, only in a different way, and maybe I'll update PHP HTML to do this, but basically what I did is I gave stuff aliases. And so I think what we're going to end up doing is putting something like function person properties, right? And that's basically going to return an array of the valid properties. Then inside of person PHP, I'm going to use a delegate pattern, so function, we're going to call it properties, and it's going to return an array, and I should be able to say something like this: person properties, and we should say if what did I do over here? Was it find in array? So if not in array, name this properties by custom error message. What's happening? On line 9. Oh. As person trait. Custom error message. Sweet. Okay, so now if, and we're almost there, I think. Almost there. So we have given name, email, and then geo needs to be gone. Yeah, so let's go ahead and go into our properties here, and we're going to say given name, and we're going to say email, right? Should still get the custom error message, which is awesome. And if we get rid of the geo, which really shouldn't be there, they all pass. Oh, that's awesome. Right? So now, let me do just one more to put thing into the same kind of category. So a person has image, and should be a URL. We'll figure that out later. Image, expected, person, image. Again, for consistency, let's do this. Okay, should get a custom error message. But if we come over here to a new one of these, thing, image, oops, thing properties, yeah, thing properties, come down here, thing, thing, thing trait. We should be able to do array merge this thing properties and person properties. Sweet. All right. And not a lot of code. I'm gonna, so probably off camera, but I am gonna go ahead and make this into a real like PHP error message, so that it'll actually appear in the console and things like that. But I think this is really sort of demonstrating the importance or the value of sort of coming up with these generic or more generic solutions. Not in all cases, because there is some benefit to having really concrete stuff. But basically, because we have the test suite set up the way we do, and because everything operates through this single method, basically all we need to do now is continue to make these classes and these traits in this same manner, right, as we go. And we shouldn't really have to write a lot of different tests unless we start doing a lot of different checks, right? So, for example, if I wanted to make sure that what gets passed in, right, is of a certain type, and things like that, then things might get a little sketchy. But for right now, for what we need, I think we're good. So as always, thank you so much for making the time. I definitely do appreciate it, and I'll see you around.